I gotta say, I'm excited for this conversation. Thank you again for sitting down. It's very nice of you to share the story, and it's a good one. But I think first off, we should ask, how did you get involved with Thriller?
Anyway, it's a pleasure being here with you also, Liam.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I had been sent out on an interview to see John Landis,
The director
of Thriller. And once I got into his office, he started explaining to me about how he needed a girl who was going to be the girlfriend of a guy who turns into a werewolf. And then he started to play the Thriller song. And I kind of looked at him and I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Or, are you talking about Michael Jackson?
Wow, so he didn't tell you until the song played.
No, he didn't. And then I'm like, please, you've got to give me this role.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, well, let me think about it. And he said, let me talk to Michael. And he said, I'll give you a call in 2 weeks.
And it happened.
Yeah.
So did you have to audition for him? Did you have to scream for him? Did you have to?
No. I think what had happened is John had saw me in the Playboy magazine, and I think he kind of took the picture.
He liked what he saw. He liked what he saw.
He took the picture to Michael.
That is so funny.
Michael agreed for me to do the role.
Of course, the book is called The Thrill of It All.
Yeah.
Of course. And right here I've got all of the chapters from this book. I'd like you to actually read through some of these with me, because this is definitely going to be a good read.
Thank you. Well, it took me 4 years to put this together, because as I was writing, I kept thinking about my past, and a lot of things kept coming up, and I started remembering a lot of things and that I went through in my life. And so I just kept writing. I kept writing until I poured out my heart and soul in it, and really just opened up and expressed everything and told everything basically about my life. I mean, I felt like I had to do it in order to heal, to cleanse. And yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah. Was there a deciding moment?
People are gonna think that this is like made up for a movie.
You can't make this stuff up, though. You know what I'm saying?
It is crazy.
This is classic 80s. This is a classic 80s Hollywood, a true Hollywood story. And I would be honored if you could read through some of this, because you've had an interesting life, and I think you gotta hear this.
What I did is I started in my childhood talking about how I knew what I wanted to do at the age of 3 from watching Goldie Hawn. She was a go-go dancer.
Yeah.
And my mom used to let me watch this show. And afterwards, I'd run around in my little underwear and a t-shirt.
You want to be just like
and
her.
Singing and dancing. And I was thinking, this is what I wanted to do with my life. And then from there, I take you on a journey with what happened with my life. And so, let's see. I talk about the separation between my mom and dad and how that affected me. And then from there, how my mom remarried, and we went to Japan. And that's where I started my career in modeling, singing, and dancing over in Tokyo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would have been an interesting experience, working in Tokyo.
That was really exciting. And then I went from Tokyo to coming back to LA, becoming a Playboy Centerfold.
That's iconic. We're going to look at the photos in a moment, but that is iconic. It's crazy to think that you were one of the original dream girls for a lot of the world, and this was before my time. But our camera guy was telling me, I'm going to throw him under the bus here. He was telling me that you got through puberty. He had a poster of you on your. Is that crazy to think about? Do you get told that a lot?
Yes, a lot of guys tell me that they had me up on their wall, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Is it flattering, or is it like, oh, okay?
Yeah, of course it's flattering, because I came after Jane Kennedy and Pamela Greer. These were the women that I looked up to, and that I imitated coming into the business. And then Halle Berry came after me, and then so on and so on and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was one of the first Black women. I'm very honored to say, I hope I was able to open up a couple of doors for some women to work.
That's great.
Okay, and so we go from Tokyo to the Playboy, and then I'm going to talk about some of my experiences at the Playboy Mansion, and then I'm going to talk about.
That must have been crazy.
Oh yeah, those are some very exciting stories in there about the Playboy Mansion, and then I'm going to talk about the different movie roles.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned the movie roles, because right here I have a list of some of the stuff you've done, and 14 acting credits, including things like Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Toy Soldier, Cheers, Fair City, Gimme a Break, Automan, The Man Who Loved Women, of course Thriller, 10 to Midnight, 48 Hours, Night Shift. That is an impressive resume here.
Thank you. I just want to let everybody know that I've been in this business for a long time. Yeah. I've been working for a long time.
You've done a lot more than just Thriller and Playboy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty proud about my work.
You should be. And of course, like, there's still so much more time for you. What's the difference between, I guess, Hollywood now and Hollywood then? Have you noticed much of a difference?
Well, right now it's a little harder to get into the business. I'm just now moving back to LA, and I'm looking for an agent and representation. And right now it's like you can't just call up an agency and say, okay, I'm Ola Ray and I want to, I want to work and I'm looking for representation. It's like you have to be referred.
Gotcha.
And it's like, I'm like, referred? What do you mean I have to be referred?
Yeah.
They say, well, someone has to call and let us know that that you're, or who you are or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that's the difference. And I mean, there's a lot of other differences. I mean, personal differences with me, there's so many, but we'd have to talk more about
let's get into
what's in the book for you to know more about that. But okay, so anyway, I go into the Thriller video.
Yes.
How I first met Michael and what happened with us.
But here you say the second kiss with Michael? The second kiss?
Yes, the second kiss.
With Michael?
Yeah, there was a second kiss and a lot more. But yeah.
It's in the book.
It's in the book.
It's all in the book.
It's in the book. You have to read the book to get that information.
Okay.
But and then what happened afterwards? What happened after Thriller between me and Michael, and how he had made a pact with someone on the set of Thriller, and it became a big secret. And I kind of talked about that a little bit
in the book. Wow.
Yeah, it's a pact that he had made with someone
about you. Right?
And it was regarding how far we could actually
you and Michael could
go with our relationship.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm looking forward to reading that. What else have we got?
And then I go into talking about the premiere of Thriller, Michael's passing, which was really, really hard. Having all the cameras and people arrive at my house the day of his passing, and how I dealt with that, and how my mom helped me to deal with it by going outside to talk to the fans, to send my condolences to the family. And so that was really hard for me to go through, and really hard for me to write about. And but it was really weird because the whole time I was writing, weird things would happen, like Michael's certain songs would come on the radio, or a dove would fly on my balcony. Yeah. And so I kind of knew that what I was doing by telling my story was something I need to
Talking
to
Michael songs, I want to know, what's your favorite Michael? Is it Thriller? Is Thriller your favorite MJ song?
No.
What? Okay, what is then?
No, my favorite Michael Jackson song is Remember.
Remember the Time?
Remember the Time. I kind of feel like he wrote that for us.
That.
If you listen to the lyrics, I kind of feel like,
Wow. Okay, all right.
That was something that
if you look up the lyrics, Remember the Time, Michael Jackson.
To me, I feel like that was something that he
did for you.
Yeah.
That's cool. Singing to you via a song, you can't get any better than that, by Michael Jackson. That is next level crazy. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Sorry. Back to songs. What goes through your mind when Thriller comes on? When the song comes on? Like, are you automatically taken back to that time?
Oh, okay. Well, it's when I hear Thriller, for me, it's not. It doesn't take me to a very happy place. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I've had to go through a lot, and dealing with the situations without me getting my royalties, and so for me it was painful for me to even see the video, because it was like, okay, here we go, Halloween is coming around again, they're gonna show it every day, and
every TV channel is going to be playing Thriller.
right, and it's like, so for me it was really hard to see my work on the screen and to know that I'm not going to receive a royalty from it. So but of course I love my work, and I love the fact that
you're obviously proud
I
of it.
was with Michael, and I am very proud of what we did. I mean, we did that. We did that video.
Oh, you nailed that video.
We put that together.
Well, it's the greatest video of all time, and will always go down in history as the greatest music video of all time, even though Michael always referred to them as short films, and it really is. It is registered as a short film.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a misconception.
That's
a lot
amazing.
of people think it's a video, but no.
It's actually a short film.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. What else have we got here?
Okay, so a lot of people don't know that, after Thriller, my life kind of turned upside down, and I got involved in doing drugs, and there was even a overdose. That a lot of people don't know about, and so I talk about that. I also talk about the drug bust at my house that a lot of people saw on national TV with me coming out in handcuffs, and so I talk a little bit about what happened there. Let everybody know about that. And
that must have been a crazy.
It was really crazy, and wait till you read the story about it. It's gonna sound even more crazier. Yeah. But it's about the time that, and then I talk about rehab. I went to Tarzana Treatment Center for a year, and I went into rehab, and then I also had a lot of experiences with domestic violence, being kidnapped, being held hostage, car bombings, sexual harassments with the producers and directors called the casting couches. Yeah.
That's insane. And I think the fact that, all of this has happened to you, and you've come out and you're so bright and you're such a lively character is so inspiring. And also the fact that you're making a not-for-profit organization.
Yes, and I give all this credit to the grace of God, through the grace of God, that I am able to sit here and talk to you about it, and to have wrote about it. And in hopes of helping other girls maybe that are planning to come to Hollywood, that want to be an actress or whatever, hopefully I might give them a little knowledge and help them not go through some of the pitfalls that I've had to go through. And yes, I've been volunteering lately with different companies, nonprofit companies, to help domestic violence victims and women that have been involved in drugs. And I want to do this because I feel like I need to give back, and I need to share, and I want to be of service to other women that might have gone down the wrong path, and then hopefully one day have my own nonprofit organization, so I can see and do it the best way I see
the way
fit.
You want to do it. Yeah, of course.
But that's really important to me right now. And through my spiritual path as well, it helps me also.
Perfect. Well, I'm so glad that you're, using your name and using, I guess, these opportunities and even sad things, grievances, that you can make them into something positive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course. I mean, I have to look towards the future. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to relive the past, and I have gone through a lot in my life, and people are going to read this and they're going to say, no way, this all happened to her. And it did, It's a lot of painful memories, but I was able to cleanse,
So as I say, this book, The Thrill of It All, is going to be amazing. But let's look at some of these photos now, because you've brought along, and I'm so grateful that you've brought along these photos, because some of these are iconic photos, some of these we haven't seen yet. So let's talk about what we've got here.
Okay, what we have here is me at the age of 5. Okay, with my family. I come from a family of 9.
Yep.
I have 6 brothers and 2 other sisters.
Just like MJ, big
Just
family.
like Michael. I mean, we danced and sang in our living room for my mom's guests, and we thought we were the Michael Jackson at the time.
Yeah, you thought you were the Jacksons of...
Yeah, we thought we were the Jackson 5.
I love that.
And in this photo, this is a picture of me in Tokyo.
Wow.
When I was dancing and singing. The name of our groups was called the Puppets, and that's me and my twin brothers and my sister. And there's a gentleman named Bo Garrett. He was the one who helped us put it together.
Look at
And,
that hair.
Isn't it great? The afro.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was back in the day. And then
Here it is. Here it is. Drum roll. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Okay, and then I have a picture of my one of my Playboy pictures. That was a cover shot that I had taken.
So when you were on the cover of such an influential magazine.
Well, this is not the original cover. This cover is from Spain, I believe, or somewhere. But
what goes through your head when you look at this?
When I look at this, I just think of how crazy I was at that age, because I was only 17 when I did this. But
Wow.
I had just come from Tokyo, and my agent over in Japan told me if I wanted to get back into the business, maybe I should go to Playboy. He said because I was too short to become a high fashion model because I'm only 5'4". And so he said, to get back into the business, it would be best probably to go to Playboy. I mean, I didn't take him up on that advice at first, but eventually after I got back to the United States and I went to college for a couple of years, and then I decided, okay, well, let me take a chance. And I walked into the Playboy building. It was on Sunset Boulevard at the time. And yeah. I went in there and I put my pictures down on the table, and they called me.
Well, thank goodness you did, because that's how John Landis found you for Thriller. This is what John Landis saw and liked.
Here's another picture of me after I did my centerfold.
So what did Michael think of the Playboy thing?
He didn't really talk to me too much about it.
But he obviously knew that you were...
Yeah, but John, told me that he had showed Michael the pictures and that he liked them.
What else have we got?
And after Thriller, after Playboy, I started working, and I became the spokesperson for this hair care product, which is called Classy Curl. And back in the day, it was like, this was like the first permanent for black women and men to make their hair curly.
Cool.
So I set the tone and was the first.
This is awesome. Classy Curl.
Yeah, it's called
Look
Classy
at you.
Curl.
So this was after Thriller?
No. This was after Playboy.
After Playboy. Gotcha.
This is after Playboy, and here's a picture of me. I went all around the United States promoting the product and doing their commercials and advertisements for them. And it's some pictures after Playboy.
I can definitely tell that hair product works, because look at those curls.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
It made my hair so
I'm
long
jealous.
and pretty. And I did a lot of other stuff. This is a picture of a poster that I did for Coors Beer. I had worked with Coca-Cola. There's so many commercials I've done. But this is when I worked with Michael. I love that picture.
That's a stunning photo.
This is my favorite picture, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the iconic
you and Michael
picture of Michael and I in the Thriller video, or if I'm going to use this personal picture of me and Michael cut up together for my front cover.
This is such an intimate photo. This really shows the connection and I guess the relationship between you two.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards this.
That's
picture.
a good photo. See, if I had a photo like that with Michael, it would be framed. It would be giant size on my wall. Do you have a photo of you and Michael anywhere in your house?
No, I have pictures of Michael, and I have big pictures of Michael.
Yeah.
In my house.
Yeah.
He's like in my living room, a huge picture of him. So I talk to him every day. I see him every day.
Yeah.
Michael took me on a journey after he passed away. it might sound a little weird, but he took me on a total spiritual journey with him after he passed away. 3 days after he passed away, he came to me and in my dreams, and pretty much after that, he showed me every level of consciousness that he went through with his passing, from the beginning of him being in denial to where he felt like his spiritual resting would be. And then from there, with him in heaven showing me his house that he's living in now. I mean, it's been really, really weird. Now, I talk a little bit about that in the book also.
Yeah, beautiful.
But yeah, and then here's
This,
screaming.
okay, this is an iconic shot. So like when you're shooting something like this and you're just having to scream, what are they saying to you? How are they telling you to scream? Are they just like, okay, now you scream?
No, actually, they just had the camera in my face and they said, okay, give us your scariest scream, that you can do. And I wanted to make it as realistic as possible. I wanted to make sure I did a good job on this film. So I really put a lot into making sure that scream was going to be the scariest scream anybody had ever heard.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah.
Look at it. Wow.
Here's a picture of Michael on the set in his mask drinking a soda from a straw.
That is so iconic.
Yeah. And then
how long was the shoot?
The shoot was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. We were together every day from 2 weeks, from like early morning till late night.
How was everything shot? Was everything shot in order, or were things shot at different times?
We started off each day getting together like around 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, and then from there we would go to different locations and shoot different parts of it.
Cool.
All around LA. And then this is sad to say, this is pictures of me at the This Is It. After Michael premiere. Passed away, the premiere. And as you see, there's a picture of myself, and I was like the last one to leave the building. It was so many people there, and there were like huge screens, TV screens all around the room, and they were all showing my videos of Michael, and I was sitting with the family in the VIP area. His brothers, Jermaine and all those guys, they're great. I love them. Yeah. And with some of the nephews, and so after that, I couldn't leave. I was stuck. I just sat there after everybody left and just, I guess I had that was my moment to like cry.
That was your moment, yeah.
To because I didn't get a chance to go to the funeral, and so. For me, this was my kind of way of saying goodbye to him.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah.
Of course, in your life, you've got some other shining characters, your daughter and grandsons as well. Congratulations.
Thank
They're
you.
beautiful.
Thank you. I spent the last 22 years in Sacramento raising my daughter. Her name is I Am. And she's, now I'm done. And she is a mother of the two most beautiful grandsons that she can give me. His name is Aiden, he's 3, and that's Nova, he's 1.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and she's married now, and so.
What do your kids think of your story? Do they
She's
know
like,
how crazy your life has been?
my daughter's all of her friends. I was like the mom that had all the kids in the house.
Yeah.
I was the one whose house they came to after school, and so they all love me, and they they're in awe. But my daughter, she's like, oh, that's just my mom.
She's like, whatever.
Yeah, it's just my mom.
That's fascinating.
So, but I'm so grateful to be a nana, and not a grandma.
Yep.
A nana.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and so she's gave me 2 beautiful grandsons, and they're my heart, and I live for them.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Everything that happens in my life from this point on is it's for them. It's not for me. But
the last photo you've got here, look at this.
The last photo I'm going to show you is a photo that I had taken because I submitted a tape to Dancing with the Stars. And I've been waiting patiently for them to call me, and I'm hoping that they will.
Hey, Dancing with the Stars, give her a call.
I would really love to be on that show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Imagine if they got you doing the Thriller dance.
Yeah, they show a lot of play a lot of Michael's music, and a lot of the girls have to dance, to his songs. I'm thinking, oh, why not me?
You've got this.
Call
hey,
me up.
give him a call. No, this looks great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing all those photos. That was fascinating.
I have something I want to share with everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. I want to let everybody know that
This is it.
this is my contract that Michael gave me, and I just want to let everybody know that I'm going to share it with you. This is one of my most treasured items
Of course.
that Michael gave me. I'm very honored to have received it from him, and I want to let everybody know that it will be included in my book. The thrill of it all.
Thank you so much for sharing this story.
You know
I
what?
really appreciate the opportunity
Thank
to
you
chat
so
with you.
much.
It was a
Liam.
pleasure.
It's
And I
a
think
pleasure working with you.
before you go, it's important that you read this. It's something that's dear to your heart, and it's a quote by the Dalai Lama.
Yes, thank you. Okay, this is kind of how I'm feeling right now with my emotions, and I wanted to be able to share this with the world. And it's from Dalai Lama, and it goes like this. As human beings, we want to be happy and free from misery. We have learned that the key to happiness is inner peace. The greatest obstacles to inner peace are disturbing emotions such as anger, attachment, fear, and suspicion, while love and compassion and a sense of universal responsibilities are the souvenirs of peace and happiness. So with that in mind, I would like to send my condolences to all the victims of the earthquakes and the national disasters we've been having on the islands, and I pray for everyone's family, and I just hope that we can come together and just, you know, help each other and be happy and have joy in our lives. Thank you for having me.